Hello, everyone, and welcome to another installment of TED Excellence, the show that occasionally gets banned in the United Kingdom. I'll explain that in a second. And I come to you live from my Corona bunker on the moon with Dogcat Fox, a Pepperjack, and all of you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome again to Thursday, tempestuous Thursday. Yes, we return once again to the world of off-brand TED Talks, or at least those that are allowed to be transmitted across the globe, because occasionally now, I guess, occasionally, maybe, they might be spiked in certain countries. Just as a brief editorial, I had a notice arrive in my inbox this morning telling me that a stream I did, a TED Excellence I did back in, I think, December, had a complaint of defamation applied to it, and consequently it can no longer be streamed in the United Kingdom. This was the episode called Don't Be a Gender, Be an Airbender. Now, defamation is a legal term, and thus there are certain legal thresholds that have to be met to equate to a act of defamation, but apparently YouTube just has to say that such a thing happened, providing no details as to what about the stream was defamatory, and that's it. The video can't be viewed in the UK. It can be viewed elsewhere. I mean, I don't get a strike against my channel, as far as I can tell. I'm not under any legal peril, as far as I can tell. It was just a very interesting thing to happen. First time it's ever happened to me. I've had some copyright claims before, things like that, people trying to monetize my stuff or whatever, that kind of thing. That's, okay, fine, whatever. But defamation. So I listened to the entire stream today. And I was reminded why I had so much to say about it, because it was a very badly put together talk. But I listened specifically because defamation is, you have to lie about someone in such a way that it impugns their reputation, right? At least that's one of the pillars of defamation, amongst several other things like proving intent and things like that. There wasn't anything there. I'm not surprised there wasn't anything there, but there wasn't anything there. But then I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a UK lawyer, so who knows? But anyway, that was the interesting thing that happened today in the history of the TED Excellence series. But moving on from that, before I get into tonight's topic, who's joining me as we hopefully go through a completely non-defamatory episode, I guess? I don't know. Jaeger Pony, hello. Derek LaRue, hello. Kiefer Dam, hello. Noah Asensio, hello. Corey Suzuki, hello. Mike R, hello. And then scrolling down a bit, Dr. Funkenstein's Ghost, hello. Blake Star, hello. And Jamie Milquist, hello. And then chat jumped because, of course, it did. Why wouldn't it? Kiefer Dam provides us the fundraiser links. Those are now at the top of the chat box. Thank you, Kiever Dam. Shell D, hello. Did I already say Ryan? No, Mike R and Ryan R. Are you guys related? Is that what the R stands for? Related? Alyssa doesn't lie. Hello. Advocatus Diaboli, hello. Attack Alpaca, hello. Simon Willikins, hello. Lurking Gopher, hello. Absolutely Degenerate, hello. Shadowclaw, hello. Spittlebuggies, hello. Keldrig, hello. Pie Guy 07, hello. This is Kyle, hello. 1 second here. Spoonie the Rebel, hello. P Square Peon, hello. And Emperor W.R. Costin, hello. And I think that's everybody I see. Oh, it's Ost Sand, hello. Resolute Germ, hello. Angelverse, hello. Megan Ring, hello. Is that everybody? I hope that's everybody. If I missed you, if you're lurking, if you're in the future, hello. And also, before they disappear off of the screen here, thank you. First off, Derek LaRue, as always, thank you so much for your continued generosity and support. I really do appreciate it, as always. Hope you're having a good evening. And this is Kyle. Hello, chat people and scribbles. Hello, Kyle. Hope you're all doing well. A couple more before I get into the wonderful world. Bytor 101, hello. And I think that's everyone. Again, if I missed you, hopefully I'll catch you. Got to catch them all before the show's out. So tonight's topic, or tonight's presentation, how to build community through NFTs. It's been a while since I've done a show about NFTs. You might wonder why. Well, NFTs have gone through a kind of negative renaissance over the last several months. Things like that. Specifically, as one example, at least one of many examples, Logan Paul's Crypto Zoo, which was actually the winner of the bingo card poll earlier today. I remember bingo card is bingo card C today for everyone's edification. If you don't know about the Crypto Zoo catastrophe, I definitely recommend you look up the YouTube channel CoffeeZilla and check out his series on the Logan Paul Crypto Zoo business. I'll just say business. I don't want to get into allegations elsewise. You can watch the videos on that. But yes, how to build a community through NFTs. So what are NFTs? Non-fungible tokens. That's my understanding of it. Still images most times that purportedly are saved on the blockchain, have a unique identifier, and you can buy them and own, sort of like a Rembrandt, a piece of art. It's yours, except that it's digital. And if I take a screenshot of said thing, I too can possess it and critique it. And yeah, it's a very, very bizarre, oftentimes very shady notion. The only people I've seen benefit from this are the people that got in on these things early before anybody knew exactly how they worked. And specifically, I think about two examples. One, for those of you who are old enough in the internet to remember the "Ouch, Charlie Bit Me" video from many years ago, where a small baby bites his brother's finger and the slightly older brother says, "Oh, Charlie bit me." Yeah, that was apparently one of the first big name NFTs. They took the video out of circulation. They deleted it from YouTube and everything. And someone bought the rights to own that video in perpetuity. And like that family made some hundreds of thousands of dollars or something. The second one was the meme video of the little girl smiling at the camera while a house is burning in the background. Yeah, that one as well turned into an NFT that somebody paid gobzillions amounts of money for, and that girl made off like a bandit. And good for her, I guess. Something's worth as much as someone's willing to pay for it. But how do you build a community through NFTs that isn't a community of people that just got ripped off by some scam? I don't know, but our speaker is going to tell us, presumably. So let's get on with the show. Remember, bingo card C, links are in the description. I'll start off with a few seconds for a sound test. You guys tell me if you can hear it. And then
I'm sure all of you know about.
I hit that too quick. I clicked that too quick while I was still talking. Let's try that again. All right. Well, actually, did you hear that? Did you hear that guy talking? Sounds good, says Keeverdam. Okay, I was a bit too quick on the trigger finger there. All right. And also, Jack Frost, hello. Chicago Mike, hello. Payar D. Bayar, hello. Here we go.
I'm sure all of you know about Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, blogging. In fact, most of you probably spend 2 hours or more a day on social networks.
Guilty as charged, especially these days. Yeah. Okay.
Perhaps some of you rely on this for your business.
Well, I mean, in the sense, if you want to call my YouTube channel a business, which I still kind of consider it mostly a glorified hobby, but maybe kind of, sort of.
Or your entire role exists because of Web 2 technology.
Well, after a fashion, yes.
Have you ever considered, though, that the internet is evolving?
Have I ever considered that the internet is evolving? You mean from the time when I was on like IRC and message boards and things to where I'm on Discord, which is basically just super IRC, and Twitter, which is just basically super message. Okay, sure, it's evolving.
I didn't know it at the time, but in 2014, the co-founder of the Ethereum blockchain, Gavin Wood, coined.
What the hell is going on in the background there? Didn't you guys know there's a presentation going on? This is why you be quiet during the presentation. Somebody's like having a party in the background. What?
Chain, Gavin Wood, coined the term Web 3.0 and changed a new shift into existence.
What was that? Did you guys hear that? Someone was like talking or having a conversation in the background. How rude. I mean, for all the speakers that I listen to, whether I agree with them or not, whether they're a good presentation or not, they at least deserve, silence while they're talking, some kind of respect.
Now, most of you probably think of social media as part of your everyday, but this
Yeah.
is social currency. In Web 2.0, we are exchanging our content. It could be your photos, your ideas, your voice.
Your live streams.
In exchange for likes, in exchange for time, in exchange for attention.
In exchange for affirmation of my existence.
And in Web3, we're introducing the idea of decentralization and a new form of digital ownership on the blockchain.
Decentralization. Digital ownership. Okay. By the way, let me get out the bingo card just to remind me and the rest of us what we're listening for. So let's keep our ears open for these words and or ideas. Plays victim, leaves out vital context, weightless example, anecdote that probably never happened, benevolent condescension, self-vilification or wretchedness, feminism, childhood or family anecdote, privilege, sales pitch for product or service, which I think is probably inherent to this, microaggressions or unconscious bias, patriarchy, wage gap, mind reading or assumes motives, attempt to coin new buzzword or buzz phrase, word salad, diversity, equity, and or inclusion, marginalized, marginalization, contradicts own point or argument, systemic or institutional, a list, remember that's be a formal list, white supremacy, argumentative non sequitur, and lastly, collectivizes own demographic. So let's keep an ear open for those.
So for example, rather than having to spend your time trying to skip that annoying video or that ad at the beginning of YouTube, you can instead be rewarded with a cryptocurrency for your attention, a basic attention token. Or you as a photographer.
Wait, an attention token? Does this attention token have any intrinsic value? It's currency for what? My patience? Okay. Would I want that? Is that what I want? A currency for my patience?
Attention token. Or you as a photographer, instead of simply throwing up something online, hoping someone's going to like it, you can mint it as an NFT, get some money for it, and using a digital contract, every time that file transfers to new hands, you get royalties baked in for all of eternity.
Dude, do you understand just how like snake oil you sound right now? That sounds really snake oil. Or, and here's a thought. What if I take a screenshot and it's an image all on its lonesome and it doesn't even touch the blockchain, and I alter it, make fun of it, use it in a background, collage it, something else? Does the person get a royalty then? And here's the other thing you have to keep in mind, and this is something that isn't talked about all that often. Sometimes, I can't say how often, but sometimes when you're buying an NFT, you might not actually be buying the NFT. You might be buying the URL. Because here's the thing. It costs money to, let's say, lock or mint things into the blockchain. And it costs more money the larger the piece of information is that you're trying to lock into the blockchain. And so a lot of times an NFT, an image, may take up several megabytes, but that's expensive to buy and maintain on the blockchain. And so what'll happen is you'll say, ooh, there's an NFT, there's an image of a funny cat, and I'm going to buy that image of the funny cat, and it'll be my image of the funny cat in perpetuity. And so I buy what I think is the image of the funny cat, but all I'm actually buying is the URL to that image. The image is housed on a server somewhere, and I don't actually own the image on the blockchain. I own the URL permanently stamped into the blockchain, which means if that server that holds the photo ever goes down, or if someone else buys the server and replaces that image URL or its destination with a different image, I actually don't own the image on the blockchain. I simply own the destination to an image. I'm wondering if he's going to bring up, I doubt it, I wonder if he's going to bring up any of the flaws and failings of the whole NFT blockchain arrangement.
This term Web3 was coined in 2014, but I don't believe that this cultural impact was really seen until the last couple of years.
Okay, tell me how.
These terms like NFT, cryptocurrency, blockchain, and now the metaverse have really gone from being a niche subculture and has started entering the mainstream.
Yeah, the mainstream for the metaverse is constant failure after failure and tons and tons of cash being burned on nothing so far. I mean, how much money has Facebook, I mean Meta, dumped into their metaverse, and where is it? And what examples they have shown off so far look like something from, I don't know, Second Life, or, you know, lesser versions of VR chat. Yeah, they've entered the mainstream as far as just conversational topics, but I haven't seen much of any of it yet.
I'm not here to talk to you about currency, about money. If any of you have invested in anything lately, you're probably not very happy.
You're not here to talk about money or investing or currency, but you're going to talk about NFTs and blockchain and picking up crypto coins for my patients while watching an ad. I don't believe you.
But in fact, I'm here to talk to you about the culture of Web3 and how it can build community.
I thought it was NFTs building community. That was the title.
I'm not really a tech guy.
Oh, well, great. Then why are you here?
I'm fascinated by it. But my background is in wine. I founded a wine tour company. I'm a professional sommelier, and I now work in events and community management. So
you know nothing. Oh, dude, come on. Come on, you're a wine dealer? Oh, you don't know, man. You would have done so much better not telling me what you actually do. But I mean, I appreciate the honesty. I at least appreciate the honesty. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm really passionate about the culture. Oh, Lord.
I'm a people person. I don't code. I don't like sitting on a screen all day, but I've still been able to take my passions and bring them into the Web3 space.
Did you turn your wines into NFTs? Did you somehow turn your wines into NFTs, or pictures of your wines into NFTs? Have you found a way to sommelier the blockchain? Oh, what are we doing here? I'm already regretting this.
So I'd like you to think perhaps today that NFTs, crypto, blockchain, and now the metaverse are just the next step, an update, an evolution of the internet.
Okay, you know what? I will abandon all my critical thinking for the next few moments. Sell me on how any of this is an evolution of the internet and just a galvanization of systems and programs and things that have been around for a long time, just in different forms, you know. It's just,
and that you can leverage these tools as a way to build your community, maybe sell your art or expertise online, or perhaps even reach new fundraising goals.
But I'm not here to talk about money.
Now, can you, with show of hands, tell me if before today you heard the term NFT?
Yes, before today I heard the term NFT.
Okay, pretty good. Almost everyone. How many of you own an NFT?
Nope.
Whoa, slim pickings.
Yeah, there's a reason.
That's okay. So maybe you'd be surprised if I told you that because of NFTs, I've managed to attend a global pizza party thrown across 60 countries on the same day. Later, a few months later, hosted a cocktail party on a pink beach in Amsterdam, and narrowly missed out on the chance to party on a yacht with the likes of Madonna.
I would be surprised. You know, I actually held a worldwide movie night about a year some odd ago, where me and the entire planet had the capability of watching Night of the Living Dead together. I did that from my home. It was amazing. Me and my sister and some select friends, but open up to the entire planet. We had a movie night. It was amazing. It's amazing right now that I'm effectively doing my own television show, my own live television show, broadcast worldwide. Like anybody in the world could be watching right now. In fact, my audience could go from 500 people to 17 million people if everybody had the link all of a sudden. It's amazing. Is that what you did? Is that what it was? You're on a Zoom call with a bunch of people somewhere? Please tell me that's what it was.
How do these digital tokens connect us in the physical realm?
I don't know. How does the internet connect us in the physical realm?
Well, let me share with you my story.
Okay.
It really wasn't until 2 years ago that I touched any part of Web3.
I can believe it, since you're not a tech guy and really just a sommelier.
And the first thing I ever did was bought some Ether on the Ethereum blockchain.
Why? I hope he tells us why. To what purpose did you buy Ether?
A cryptocurrency.
Yes, but why?
I bought a little bit, started watching the markets, got curious, and wanted to know more.
So wait, you bought a little bit, then got curious, then wanted to know more. Okay, so you're willing to throw your money away into a speculative market without any research ahead of time or due diligence. Okay, I mean, to each their own.
And this was during the pandemic, so I had a lot of extra time on my hands.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the audio-only chat app called Clubhouse.
Okay.
It's very much like Twitter Spaces, if you've used this.
Yes.
And I started connecting with people in the Web3 space. Originally, I got on there for wine and sharing my knowledge on that, but I inevitably kept finding myself in these chat rooms, learning about blockchain, and I went down the rabbit hole.
Wow. Yeah. Going into a chat room and going down a rabbit hole. That's so Web3 or IRC 1998. I mean, whatever though. It's the same thing. No, sorry. It's totally different. Totally different.
Fast forward a couple of months and I'm sitting in my living room on a yoga mat at 2 a.m.
Sounds like the kind of thing a sommelier would be doing. Sure.
As one does.
Yeah.
And I get a group chat on this message on a group chat from these Web3 folks that I've started to interact with a lot. And one of them is talking about an NFT project that they think is going to be a quote unquote big deal.
Is it called Crypto Zoo from Logan Paul? Or is it, let's see, what's another one? Is it one of those Bored Ape things or the Lana Rhodes crypto project, or sorry, NFT project? Which one is it? Are you going to tell us?
And it was on a pre-sale, which is apparently difficult to get in on.
Yes, it's called FOMO. It's called fear of missing out. It's one of the tools used by salespeople since time immemorial. You don't have much time. It's cheaper now. Get it on the ground floor. You'll make so much money. It's a limited time. It's private. It's very elite, very exclusive. You have to start now. The sale ends tomorrow.
Now, I'd never bought an NFT before. I'm not really a collector, so I didn't see why a randomly generated cartoon ape that looks something like this.
Whoa, wait a second. Whoa, wait a second. Wait, is this, am I now colluding in a crime? I mean, these are all owned by people, right? I can't see these. I can't witness these things because each individual item here is a piece of property that someone owns, right? How is he able to show this? Is he paying the royalties on each of these images? What's going on here?
I don't know why something like this could be a big deal. Well,
did you pay people the royalties for? Do I have to pay people royalties for this now? Am I on the hook just for simply looking at this? Are you guys on the hook for simply viewing it on your screens? What's going on? I'm losing my mind.
But I wanted to learn more, and I decided to ape in and buy one of these NFTs.
Without any due diligence, without any research, without any idea if these things actually hold any intrinsic value, you just dove in. Okay.
Now, before we go any further, I do want to touch a teeny tiny bit on what NFTs are, what they can do, and then I'll get back to my exciting stories.
Okay.
An NFT stands for a non-fungible token, which...
Except that now that you displayed those on the screen, and likewise TEDx displayed them on their channel, they are fungible. Because now untold numbers of copies of those images have been displayed and broadcast around the world to anybody who watched this TEDx. And exponentially speaking, anybody who watches my stream. So are they really non-fungible now as digital elements? This is getting, but my mind is getting blown here. Boy, this is an existential, philosophical kind of question, isn't it?
Basically means it's a unique digital token that is on the blockchain. It allows for transparency, and basically I'd think of it like a serial code or like a barcode. And if you have something attached to this data, this serial code, you can just verify the ownership.
How do I verify the ownership of the images you just displayed? Who are the owners of those images? Do you have rights to display those images? I mean, if you bought all of them, okay, you know, I guess that's your purview. But then you broadcast them to the rest of the world through this TEDx talk. So are you really keeping your assets secure in that way? Again, this is getting into some very philosophical, esoteric situations. I don't know.
So this could be an image. This could be video. This could be audio. In fact, we have countries right now looking at forms of secure digital ID, potentially selling tickets for the Olympics, or maybe by the time we're all old and happy, we'll be able to put our last will and testament on the blockchain as an NFT.
Oh boy, and that'll mean a whole heck of a lot to me when I'm dead. And can you imagine tickets with like unique serial numbers on them? Boy, why didn't we think of that before?
Perhaps. Now, most of the time, NFTs are a form of digital art.
Yes.
And as soon as this collection hit the market, this is called the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Yes.
It started to get a lot of buzz.
For reasons that no one can really explain, except that people needed it to get buzz. And it was being buzzed by the people that invested in it because they wanted to get their investment back plus more. It's valuable for being famous. It's kind of like Paris Hilton. There was no intrinsic value to Paris Hilton. She was just famous for being famous. As far as I can tell, at least as one example here, Bored Apes is only valuable because people know that Bored Apes exist.
Again, I just bought this thing, didn't really know anything about it, and my community starts blowing up. It's on Twitter, people are talking about it, and...
So the marketing machine is doing its job, you say, right? Because people want these things to blow up. It's like penny stocks. Did you ever see that scene in Wolf of Wall Street? Or before Wolf of Wall Street, you look at something like Boiler Room, a good old-fashioned Vin Diesel movie before he was, you know, superstar. Yeah, it's pumping the stock. That's all it is. Taking something and trying to raise its profile and presumed value in order that more people will invest in it to increase the value of the thing. Not because it actually retains any kind of intrinsic value itself. It's not a tool or a service or anything else. It's just a thing. That's what you fed into without looking into it first. Why do I get the sensation? Now, you know what? I got to be careful here. I got to be careful. I don't know what counts as defamation worldwide anymore. I'll just let him continue.
I start getting offers on OpenSea, which is the largest NFT marketplace online, for my ape. Now, again, I don't know. It's an ape.
Yes, your instinct is correct. What are you trying to convince me of here?
But there's a lot of community involved in this. Immediately, you had access to a special Discord server where you could talk to other owners of the apes.
Oh yeah, all the fringe benefits. Boy, if you buy this, you get a Discord server. By the way, I have a Discord server. You don't have to buy an NFT to get on my Discord server. You just have to listen to the show to the point where I give you the secret word, and then you can join the Discord server. That's the price of admission. actually being a viewer of my content. I know it's greedy and selfish, but that's the way it is.
And they built a big community canvas where every one of the 10,000 ape holders got one quadrant that they could design in a communal graffiti wall. So
wow, that's how much did you pay for this thing again?
people started talking, meeting, connecting, so that they could feed into this greater community canvas.
Dude, you're just describing any dozen other social media sites that have been around since LiveJournal or MySpace. So what? What? Yeah, and
Meetups started happening in person, where people in New York, LA, Shanghai, and so on were apes meeting apes and hanging out.
Whoa, okay.
But to be honest, I wasn't overly committed to this community. And when I saw an offer on my ape for 3.2 Ether, which was about 12,000 US dollars at the time.
Jeez. You know the phrase, a fool and their money are soon parted? How much? I'd love to know, how much did he pay for it initially? How much did he pay for it initially? And then did he ever end up selling it for a profit?
I decided to sell my ape, which was pretty great. I made about 50 times my initial investment on this ape. I was like, I'm going to go travel the Silk Road for the summer, do something awesome with this money.
Wait, which Silk Road you talking about?
But almost immediately, I felt FOMO. All of my friends in this space were raging about the apes. Cool things were going on. The prices kept going up. And about a week after I sold my ape, they dropped a NFT partner collection called the Kennel Club. So every ape owner also got a dog.
What the? The more he details his experience with this, the more I'm. Really, dude? Really? Are you a salesman for this, or are you a cautionary tale? I think you might be trying to be the one, but you're really turning out to be the other. Thank you, Redneck Ram, so much. No, please no, Scribe. Please tell me you did not find another NFT bro to try to sell us on Earth 2, Web 3, blockchain NFTs. They make physical NFT cards now? If this drains the last of my sanity, I can't predict my actions. I couldn't help myself, dude. It's been a while. I did a month of superpowers. I needed to find something decidedly separate to sort of restart and reset my brain, or further lobotomize it, one or the other. I needed to know, what's the latest? What is the latest and greatest in NFT thinking? I need to keep on page with this stuff. This is how I stay informed. I'm informative that way. I'm educational in that way. I got to maintain something that, gives this show some kind of credibility. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep us all informed through real gung-ho advocates like our sommelier here. Actually, when I think of the sommelier, I think of the character from John Wick 2. I think that was played by Peter Serafinowicz. And Peter Serafinowicz has one of the greatest, smooth villain voices ever, even though I guess he's technically a comedian. But anyway, I'm getting off track. I don't know why I'm losing focus.
Because apes get lonely too, you guys. So it may seem silly, but
No. Take out may and seem. It is silly. It is ridiculous. Even you who are not a technical person, even you who did absolutely no due diligence on this investment before you dumped some kind of money into it, even you can't deny it is all silly. You made 50 times, as you say, your initial investment on a picture of a cartoon ape. And, if you had walked away at that point, taken your profit and walked away, I still think it was a reckless thing to do in the first place. But, you profited off of other people's silliness. But I have a feeling. And here's the thing. He said FOMO, but he didn't actually explain what it meant. So is he talking like an insider to other insiders, or is he not? I don't know. But if you had walked away at that point, taken your gotten gains and just said, to heck with this, but they pulled you back in, didn't they? They pulled you back in with a dog, a picture of a dog. Seftis, well, thank you so much. My apathy is my superpower, isn't it though? I'd say stoicism is a superpower. Being able to detach yourself emotionally from certain situations and try to look at things relatively logically, I think that's a superpower. One that a lot of people do not actually possess or don't have enough in great quantities. Shadowclaw, thank you so much. Trump did something smart and I cringed at that. What? Trump? I said similar. What? I am the confuzzled. That's a combination of the words confused and puzzled. Confuzzled. I am confuzzled. Okay. Shadowclaw, clarify, if you will, at some point. You don't have to super chat me again. Just, I want to understand.
Celebrities started getting involved. You have Jimmy Fallon, the talk show host, Madonna, who I mentioned before, NBA player Stephen Curry, and the likes of Justin Bieber and Post Malone all became ape holders. And if I sold this today, I could sell it for at least $100,000. Many have sold for $2.5 million or more.
On the basis of what? Hype. Hype and nothing more. That's it. That's really it. But okay, yes. Yeah, it is a speculative market. They are items, if you want to call them that have no intrinsic value. They're like pieces of artwork, and people decide how much they're worth. The Mona Lisa is really just a piece of canvas with some splatterings of paint on it. Unless you invest it culturally, some kind of significance or otherwise that makes it valuable, that makes it unique and worthwhile. There you go. Okay, fine. As I said before, something is worth as much as someone is willing to pay for it. Superman Action Comics #1 is worth millions of dollars, while the comic book collection I have in my closet, depending on who wanted to buy it, would probably be worth a couple $100. Okay. You don't need to convince me that some people throw their money at ridiculous things for absolutely no reason. If they have that kind of disposable income to buy an ape, that seems silly to me, but to each their own.
So,
a needle pulling thread.
Likely you understand I felt a bit awful.
No, you shouldn't have. Dude, you shouldn't have. Okay, you shouldn't have. Otherwise, you would have held on to those things forever. They could have dropped through the floor and you could have lost all your money. You made out 50 times what you paid for it. You did pretty good, and you should have walked away. What did you do instead?
This is some life-changing money we're talking about here.
Yeah, okay. I thought you weren't going to be talking about money or finance or currency or anything else. What? Thank you, Keeverdam. Shadow comment, similar, not smart. Okay, but I don't understand the Trump reference. What did Trump do? Trump did something. What did he do that was similar? That's the mystery. Oh, okay. Trump made NFTs of himself. Oh, right. Okay. I understand now. Got it. Yes, Trump did try to do his own NFT thing for a while. They were like AI generated things of Trump or some goofy cartoons of Trump. I remember that. How well did that do? I don't think it did that well, did it? I mean, how much is a Trump NFT worth right now? Again, these are speculative markets. They're penny stocks. That's all that they are. Some do better than others. A lot of them are just scams, honestly, rug pulls. The things go on sale for a day. They pump up the price. People invest tons of money into them. And then the owners cash it all out before they take off. There's too many examples of that. Bored Apes just happens to be one of the successful ones, based entirely on faith and celebrity. That's about it.
But I had no idea what I was doing. I just was along for the ride. And so what I really learned from this experience was that there's artwork and then there's the community.
Okay. You sold your investment earlier than you should have. That's all you did. You sold while you thought the return was going to be relatively high. And in comparison to your initial investment, it was. But if you just held on to a little longer, dude, it's gambling. Okay, it's like the stock market, except far more Wild West. That's all that you've been involved in. That's all it is. It is not anything new. It has nothing to do with Web3 or blockchain or whatever else. The tools that are used to create it might be one thing, but the principle is very, very, very old.
And this is one version or one collection of NFTs. And I thought to myself, wow, there must be other NFT collections that are going to have really cool community. Or in fact, maybe I can create my own NFT collection.
Yeah, you could start your own NFT collection.
So with my background in wine, I considered maybe I should make some wine NFTs.
Oh, I knew it! Did I call it? Did I call it? Oh, man, tell me you did. Tell me you did. Tell me you made wine NFTs. Oh, boy. I feel so smart right now.
So naturally, I made cocktail NFTs. That's a joke, by the way.
Is it? Why not? It's no more ridiculous than the things on the screen right now.
But what happened was I tapped into my community online. I got the idea that, hey, this cocktail could be almost like a brand experience for someone like Google or Apple, where you're getting together at a conference or an event, and you guys could all drink the Google cocktail together.
Why not just make a cocktail recipe book and sell that then?
Or maybe you could drink the TED cocktail, which we probably should have talked about.
Oh, I have supped and sipped from the TED cocktail many, many, many times. That sounds actually a lot more innuendo than I meant it to be. In fact, now that I look at that Y behind you, it kind of looks like a martini glass in bas relief. I can't get away from it. I'm drinking the TEDx Kool-Aid. Oh no!
Before today. But I got in touch with my community, and we did this for a blockchain, and the artists were in Germany, the coders were in San Diego, and I was here in Canada. We all worked together and then met up in Amsterdam to drop these NFTs for a cocktail party on a pink beach.
But, okay, how did that all work? What?
Which looked like this.
Pink beach. You have a ball pit and stripper poles and what?
Yeah. So why?
Yeah.
Is it pink? Well, because pink's awesome.
If you say so.
But actually, this is the brand color of the blockchain that this was for. And what people had to do was show us that they had the NFT on their phone up at the bar so that they could get drinks all night for fun.
For fun? Drinks all night for fun. So they bought a ticket to a private party.
Yeah, and they got to have the drink that was on their NFT in real life.
Which could somebody else have that drink? Then it really wasn't an NFT, was it?
So the NFT had pretty fun artwork. They would show this here at the bar. We'd make it for them. And then after this event, this is their digital property. They can keep this. They can show it off. They can do cool things with it.
Is that yours? Did you buy that? Do you own that image? Do you know that I now, after a fashion, possess this image?
And it's got an attached recipe card as well.
Oh, wait. Okay, here's the recipe, everybody. Here's the recipe to the NFT. What?
Well, as an audio file, so you get the instructions of how to make this at home.
Well, I have the instructions right here, how to make it at home. What? Okay, all right.
Building up your cocktail collection. So it was really neat. It was very well received, and the community kind of cross-pollinated and got excited over this to the point where I actually get to do this again in Buenos Aires, and I'll be dropping 3 more of these recipes very, very soon.
Oh my God, that is so great. Why are we here? Why are we here? Just to suffer.
Now, a lot of people talk about how it's difficult to get into this space because there's a financial barrier.
Yes. Yes, it is a speculative market. It is investing in something that you are hoping will go up in value. Yes. Whereas you've just given away the recipe for your drink right there. So if that had any value as being some kind of private, nobody else gets ever to see it or know about it again kind of thing, that went out the window. So you just diluted the value of your quote unquote non-fungible token by displaying it on that screen. Yes, there is a monetary barrier because it is about money. It is all about money.
But there are definitely ways to get involved without spending a single penny.
Yeah, it's called just finding a chat room full of people that are interested in the same topic as you and just talking to them about it. You don't have to have art that you're trading off or anything else. You could just be talking about knitting or race cars or stamp collecting or role-playing games, or in my case and in many other cases, just, hey, I like that YouTube channel, and the person running it runs their own Discord where you can talk about stuff on that YouTube channel. Like Dave's Lemonade has his own Discord chat room place. All right, you show up, you talk about Dave's Lemonade stuff. You show up in my Discord, you talk about Scribelight stuff or TEDx stuff or, Tetris porn. Yeah, that's a thing that came up in the Discord the other day. I blame Miranda Stone for that. Yeah, you don't need to pay money for this. It doesn't have to require it. Thank you, Septus Wolf. How long until you sell Dogcat Fox NFTs? The 12th of never. Yeah, I mean, getting some custom Dogcat Fox art would be cool. I have this image in my head of my avatar. Which was done, by Knight of Charlemagne. Like the brilliant piece of artwork, just brilliant piece of artwork. I just mused one time on one of my shows or one of my videos or something. It'd be nice if I had a version of Wanderer Above the Sea Fog where you could actually see the guy's face and he was standing in profile, that kind of thing. And in my mind's eye, I thought, maybe somebody would do this as a chibi anime kind of thing or something. But no. Knight of Charlemagne created effectively in the exact same style, using the exact same imagery, a different angle on the same character from that painting. And it's amazing, right? Well, I've always thought it'd be cool to have something that looks like a classic piece of art, but it's my Scribelight avatar, same outfit and everything, but he's kind of literally in profile, and it's like a sort of a wilderness scene, and there's Dogcat Fox sort of acting as in a reversal of roles, a foxhound, right? The kind of hound that's like a pointer. He's like posed, like he's pointing off at the game or the target that I'm going after, and I'm standing there, kind of like with one foot up on a rock with my knee up, and I'm looking off into the distance, and I'm all ready to go after my quarry or whatever. But Dogcat Fox is pointing the way, and so it's like a very forest theme, or maybe it's technically on the moon. Or it's the same background as in Wanderer Above the Sea Fog. I've always had that image in my head of something like that. Now, you might say, well, Scribe, isn't that just sort of now who shall rid me of this meddlesome priest kind of musing? It might be. It might be, because I'm not an artist. But actually selling, no, sorry. I know. You guys would buy them, right? You guys would buy them. But I'm not in that business. I'm not worried about that. I'm really not. Anyway, our speaker's got another 4 minutes of this, so where are we going again? What was up?
Or should I say a sat?
Wait, let me back up. I don't.
Here. But there are definitely ways to get involved without spending a single penny.
Yes.
Or should I say a sat? Short for Satoshi Nakamoto, who's the anonymous founder of Bitcoin.
You're right. There is a way to not have to pay. We already went over this.
Now that we don't have pennies anymore, we can start talking about sats.
We don't have pennies anymore? We don't have pennies anymore. Did I miss a memo?
What do you think?
I don't know. Tell me about the volatility of Bitcoin over the last, 5 years. Tell me about the volatility of cryptocurrencies in general over the last 2 years. I think I'll stick with the penny.
Yeah, or at least that's my
sure,
2 cents.
No. Oh, that hurt. Oh.
So this pizza DAO, what is this? I went to this pizza party thrown across 60 countries on the
No, you didn't then, because it wasn't. You didn't. Oh, God.
same day, all done by a group called the Pizza DAO. A DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization, which basically means a bunch of people come together over a common idea using direct democracy and use the blockchain to vote, and social tokens can be a consensus mechanism.
And this always works exactly as planned and has never been used in any nefarious ways. But never mind that.
If that's still over your head, that's okay. It's basically like a social voting system that you can manage online. But the Pizza DAO, like many things, started with a fun idea. Pizza should be free.
It should be? Why? So some people just make it and give it away. Who created the ingredients? Who put it together? Is their labor not worth some kind of compensation? I'm not an economist, but already I'm like, pizza should be free, huh? Thank you, Keldrig. A sat for your thoughts, Scribe. I mean, I'm sitting right now. You see, it would be one thing if our speaker was comporting himself to be an expert on this stuff, but he came out in the beginning and told us he knows nothing about anything that he's talking about, and he's a sommelier who sits on a yoga mat at 2 a.m. So, glorified fanboy is all I can give this guy right now. So when he throws out these terms and everything like he's so cool, it's like, but you already told us you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know. But thank you, Keldrick. Either way, whatever my brain might be going, thank you so much for your generosity and your donation. Appreciate it. Okay, pizza should be free. This is your principle. Uh-huh.
And the way they wanted to do this was by celebrating for a global pizza party.
How does that make pizza free?
On Bitcoin Pizza Day.
Bitcoin Pizza Day. Tall person, are you in the chat? Do you know... Is that an official one?
Because believe it or not, the first thing ever bought with a cryptocurrency physically was 2 Papa John's pizzas on May 22nd, and it was for 10,000 Bitcoin, which would be about 200 million today.
So pizza wasn't free.
So they better have been really, really good pizzas.
I hope that whoever made the pizzas saved those Bitcoins.
But so they throw this global pizza party, but they need money. And how do they do that? They use NFTs for fundraising. They consulted with 300 artists and sold a collection of 10,000 pizza boxes, calling it the rare pizzas.
So it wasn't free.
And each of these rare pizza NFTs that look something like this were sold on OpenSea so they could throw this party.
Am I now an owner of this NFT since I have this image on my... Hey.
Now, pretty awesome. After this party, the DAO was like, well, what else can we do?
What else can we do to increase capitalistic commerce through paying for pizza?
So they started using this money to sponsor pizza parties at different conferences, usually blockchain conferences around the world.
So it wasn't free.
Which is where I had my first experience with the DAO. I went to the ETH Denver conference, and after a day of filling my brain with a bunch of crazy tech information, I went to this after party at a church.
I haven't even touched the bingo card yet. I've just been entranced by... I'm going to do the bingo card totally on retrospect for this episode. I just want to get through this, and we'll go over it together at the end because I'm bewildered.
that's where you party. So I go out from the outside. It looks like a normal church. Get inside.
It's a satanic church. Dun, dun, dun.
And it's been revamped. There are like pinball machines, arcade, neon lights, crazy signs, and people are having a time swilling around.
Oh, so it is kind of evil, sort of like when Pinocchio ended up at the big party town kind of thing, huh?
And I'm talking to a few people, and then in the corner, I see 4 figures emerge.
Well, okay, I can't wait to see where this is going in your last 2 minutes.
And they are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I have a feeling they weren't actually the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Right? Cowabunga, dude.
Oh my God. I'm having flashbacks to 7th grade and kids trying to impress other kids. This is so bad.
And they start busting through the room, giving out pizza. I'm like, what is going on? This is like the most fun, crazy thing I've ever done.
It is, really? A private party in a church? Okay, to each their own. This is Canada, so hey, live it up in Canada, right, guys?
And I learn after that, it's part of the Pizza DAO. This is what they're up to. And I managed to meet a bunch of DAO members there. And then fast forward a few months, they sponsored my Web3 Calgary event here with 45 hot and ready Neapolitan pizzas.
Were the pizzas free?
So, as you can see...
No, as you've said, but haven't proven that it's worth my time or money or anything else so far.
Crypto, blockchain, the metaverse, it doesn't mean you're going to be sitting at home in a quiet corner on your computer.
It could. I'm not required to attend your weird cultish pizza party things.
You can actually bring people together in the physical realm using NFTs and Web3.
The physical realm. Ay, caramba.
I've talked a little bit about how you can build community as almost a form of community membership.
Yes, which has been going on online since forever. Dude, meetups from message boards and chat rooms have been a thing forever. None of this is new. Okay, the fact that what is centralizing all of these events is effectively collective pump and dump schemes doesn't change the underlying mechanics of just, hey, we have a shared interest, let's meet up. Ta-da!
How you can use these for, say, drink ticketing or for events, as well as a way to fundraise for your passion project, even if your passion is pizza.
Yeah.
I don't think these are going away.
Unfortunately, no. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Trying to sell something that has no value to people who are suckers enough to pay for it isn't going away.
This is all going to evolve, just like the internet is evolving.
I have a bridge to sell you. Invest in this land in Whitewater now.
So I would challenge all of you here today to think, how could you or your organization use these tools to reach your goals and get involved in Web3? Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, well, that was a thing that happened. So let's move on to the bingo card. I think this is the first time I've ever sort of like held off on dealing with the bingo card until after the presentation was over with. So I've got nothing to show you so far. So I'll go over it one time myself. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it together. I'll just start going through the squares. If you guys have arguments for squares to be circled, now's the time to start crafting your idea. If I miss it on the first pass and I don't already address the square by the time your comment comes up, please just repost your comment and be sure to tag me in it so I can see it. Okay, plays victim. A little bit. Mr. Fear of Missing Out, Mr. I should have held on to it longer, right? Before I sold my NFT, before I sold my ape. If only I'd kept my ape, I'd have, $100,000 now or whatever. So I'm going to circle, whoops, not that. I wanted a circle, not a square. Doesn't make any sense if I try to square a square. All right, so got that and got that. All right, so plays victim, we'll do that one. Let's see, who's next? Leaves out vital context. Yeah, the pitfalls of it. You can't talk about NFTs or blockchain or crypto or whatever else and be honest about it without at least giving some warning. I mean, he seemed to revel in the fact that he operated without a net, that he didn't do any due diligence, he didn't do any research, he kind of fell into this. And even though he admitted all of that, he didn't look to the audience and then say, don't be like me, be sure to do your research first because there are a lot of scams out there. That would have been the both the honest and the smart thing to do, but he didn't do that. Weightless example. The NFTs he displayed on the screen, the recipe, the Bored Apes, the pizza box. If you're going to show them to anybody, and I can just have a digital copy of them immediately there in the video file that's uploaded to YouTube of this presentation, now there are copies of those NFTs clear as a bell for anybody to see or screenshot or whatever. Those aren't NFTs anymore. You've diluted their value immensely, conceivably. And I mean, you could even say some of the NFTs in general were bad examples of themselves. Anecdote that probably never happened. All of his anecdotes were these meetup things and this, that, and the other. I don't get why Madonna was brought up, except I guess he's trying to do 6 degrees of separation, that Madonna bought a Bored Ape, therefore he's part of that same community somehow, as though that puts him on equal footing with Madonna or something. But I mean, as far as like his little meetups and pizza parties, obviously they happened. So I don't know that he had an anecdote that probably never happened. I didn't hear anything that was too perfect for words. And at least in that sense, he was self-deprecating enough to say, I sold my ape before it was worth more than it could have been or something. So benevolent condescension. I mean, talking at the audience like he knows what he's talking about, even though he admitted he has no idea what he's talking about, and also not being honest with them and full disclosure about the risks. A little bit. Self-vilification or wretchedness. I never got the idea that he was being that kind of condescending to himself. So, no. Feminism, no. Childhood or family anecdote. He never talked about his family or anything, like when I was a kid or something. That never came up. Privilege. I mean, by extension, yes, because it was an exclusive club and you had to show your NFT and you got this special drink and it was just for you and da-da-da-da-da. So in that sense, I think that's a kind of privilege. Let's see. I'm going to go to the chat now, take a break from my own. Advocaz Diaboli. He did contradict his own point at one point, though, only I didn't bother to remember what it was because I didn't see it on the card. Damn. Thanks, Advocatus, that I try to remember. I'd love to know. I think you probably have a point there somewhere. Maybe it's an NFT. Sales pitch for product or service. Yes. Web3, even though he didn't really go over Web3, blockchain, NFTs in general, his own NFTs, the pizza, etc., and onward. Yeah. So he was making a sales pitch. He didn't mention any of the downsides, so he was making a sales pitch. Microaggressions, unconscious bias. Not that come to me quickly enough, so no. Patriarchy, no. Wage gap. He talked about the differentials in value, but he didn't really talk about a wage gap. I mean, he did talk about like there's a financial barrier for entry. I don't know. Does that constitute a wage gap? I might be stretching a bit too much with that one. Mind reading assumes motives. Didn't he say something like at one point, I'm sure you've all heard of blah, 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 that kind of thing? Yeah, if not that, I get the sensation that there's something in there that applies. Now, you know what? I'm taking it back. Until I can think of, or you guys can give me a specific example, I'm not going to jump the gun on that one. Attempt to coin new buzzword or buzz phrase. Nothing he talked about was his own invention. He was referring to projects that other people had initiated, and he never used anything that hadn't already been created by other people. So I can't say that he attempted to coin a new buzzword or buzz phrase. Word salad, yeah. There was definitely word salad when he started belting off all this technical lingo and jargon that we know from his own admission he has almost no idea what it means or what the implications are. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. If I really wanted to stretch, I could say that his emphasis on creating community, etc., and so forth was an aspect of inclusion, but usually DEI means something different, and I don't think I can get there. I don't think I can get there. Marginalized or marginalization. Again, I'd be going way abstract. Contradicts own point or argument. Yeah, NFTs, you own this. This is unique, etc. Can you imagine getting a group together on the basis of something online? The internet is evolving into exactly what it's been and functions that it's served for years now. Like I say, setting aside the novelty of NFTs, novelty fun tokens, nothing about what he described as what you could do using internet chat rooms or message boards or anything is new. That stuff's been going on for decades now. So him saying or trying to sell it as though it were something unique or special to NFTs doesn't make any sense. Systemic institutional. I mean, in the aggregate, was he talking about institutions or systems? So he was talking about currency systems, even though he said he wasn't going to talk about currencies. He was talking about social systems. He was talking about investments. And so, yeah, I think so. I think so. And since I still haven't, and it is free, I can circle free space. And if I circle free space, well, then you know what happens next.
Bingo. What? Of course!
Our first bingo, perhaps our only bingo, we'll find out as we proceed. A list. He never gave us a list. Not a formal list that I can think of. White supremacy, no. Argumentative non sequitur. Oh, I'm sure there's one in there. I don't know. Madonna? Is that an argumentative non sequitur? Sommelier? I don't know. I'll leave a couple of squares for you guys to argue because my mind's a little fuzzy right now. And lastly, collectivize his own demographic. Yeah. Apers or apes or whatever he called people who owned a bored ape. He kept referring to them in the collective. So there you go. There's the bingo card as I have it. Again, sorry, I only have so many windows I can keep open at one time and do all this stuff. And so the chat box kind of went by the wayside for a second there. So I'm going to scroll up a bit. If you guys have any arguments for squares to be circled, let me know in the chat now. Keeverdam, you might be surprised equals mind reading. I might be surprised about what specifically. I believe you that he said that, but what about just for my own reference? Genti Maxi, I was going to joke that he sounds like the kind of guy who sells his products to his mom's friend on Facebook meetups. Then he said he was from Calgary, and I knew he was. Yeah, I was wondering. I was wondering specifically when he said that he was in Canada. My first thought, I wonder if Genti Maxi's in the chat. I wonder if she's got something to say about this. So I'm glad you're here, Jen. All right, scrolling down a bit. Mind reading, assuming. Throwing out a question like that isn't exactly mind reading. Yeah, I get where you're going, Akiverdam, but I don't know that we quite get there. Might be something in there. Keeverdam, yes, he did say, I'm sure you've all heard of, oh, he did, yeah, okay, what did he, I'm sure you've all heard of, Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or something. Yeah, all right. No, I remember that he said that about what specifically, Lexi Mads, he said, most of you know about social media. Oh, we might be just splitting a little bit of a hair there. There's got to be something else. He said a lot of stuff, didn't he? He said a lot of stuff during this. Dr. Funkenstein's Ghost. There was a scribe light that played in TEDx Bingo was the name. O-B-I-N-G-O. And TEDx Bingo was the name. Oh, yes. Lexi Mats, I've got the stream running at 2x from the beginning on my phone, LOL. Do I sound like Alvin, Simon, and Theodore? Christmas time is something like that. I don't know. Owners of the Apes, was that it? Yeah, Planet of the Apes. Gosh, anything else, guys? Like I say, he stayed on topic mostly during the time, so he didn't wander into things like gender wars or race and as much as he talked about money and everything, he never talked about like income. And he did mention there was a financial barrier to getting involved in this stuff, but he never really dwelled on that all that much. So I'm not sure that's a whole lot else there. Advocas Diabli, mind reading is more like him stating something as a given that is not. Figures of speech is not mind reading. Maybe I'm being pedantic though. No, you're fine. And also, since it's a bingo square, it really does require a slightly higher level of discretion as far as I'm concerned. So if there's a real example there. Free cocktails and pizzas. Who cares? Yeah, pizza's free. Cocktails are free. Yeah, here's a recipe for a cocktail that you own now, and I'm going to put it on the board, and now anybody can do it. Resolute Germ. WTF for the video as a whole? I mean, if this was the first time I was hearing about an NFT sales pitch scheme, whatever else, then maybe, but it's not. The only sort of, I don't think it qualifies necessarily, but the only WTF moment of the whole deal was him sort of confessing he knows absolutely nothing about what he's about to talk about. I mean, that was entertaining to me, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, at least he's being honest. He's coming up to a TEDx stage and letting us know that he's relatively ignorant of the topic he's about to talk about, which really does apply to quite a number of TEDx's. So at least, again, credit where credit is due. He was being honest. Let's see. Advocas Diabli. I mean, he did assume we all wanted to make quick money easily with no work or effort, though. Maybe. I'm not sure. Like, if this was a sales pitch, I mean, a real focused sales pitch, I would have thought he'd bring up his own NFT. If he had brought up his own NFT, and I joked about it, and it sounded like he had thought about it, doing wine NFTs. I don't know how that would work. How would you make a wine NFT? Right? Because the wine itself is kind of like an NFT, right? If you have a wine from many, many years ago, it was handcrafted, it's aged, nobody else can drink it except the person who's got the bottle, and once it's gone, it's gone. You know? Like investing in wine, investing in art, like whatever. Absolutely degenerate. Honestly, a cocktail NFT would be kind of cool if you got a glass like the one in the NFT. There's only so many glasses made for the owners of the NFT, but after that, the drink is served in normal glass. Maybe. Again, it's just like investing in art, or buying a piece of art, or buying a comic book, or just about anything that you're collecting and not actively using for some necessity in life. Something is worth as much as someone else is willing to pay for it. If something has no intrinsic value besides sentimentality or your own interpretation of its rarity or something, then yeah, sure. Like if you want to spend your money on NFTs and blockchain and cryptocurrencies and just go bankrupt running into these things, that's your prerogative. I just hope you're doing it as with a sound mind, more or less. You're not being pressured into it or something else. But more often than not, I'm seeing story after story of people that buy into these things, and then the whole rug gets pulled and they end up holding a bag full of nothing, right? Or their NFT is attached to some cryptocurrency that was worth $1 zillion on day one and then went through the floor 7 hours later, But either way, I think I'm going to call it here, guys. We have one bingo. We have your slightly above average NFT investor who suddenly discovered the power of chat rooms. Good for him, I guess, if he's having fun and he made some money off of his initial investment. He was one of the lucky ones. A lot of people can't say the same. But there you are. A programming note. Next Saturday, March 11th, currently scheduled, will be the next installment of Living on Borrowed Crime, my interview panel discussion series with true crime content creators, scheduled for next Saturday. And things could change. You know, life is life, but keep your eyes open. Scheduled for next Saturday, I have Stay Awake, who is a true crime content creator on YouTube. So look up Stay Awake, all one word, Stay Awake True Crime. And Dave's Lemonade has also agreed to make a second appearance on the show. So he'll as well be joining us. A third guest may be joining us, but I'm still trying to lock that down. It may just be the two of them. And so the three of us, maybe four, we'll see. But that's next Saturday, March 11th at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time, and then 10 a.m. Sunday, Sydney, Australia time, which is where Dave's going to be, because that's where he lives. Also, the Sunday stream this coming Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, where I'll talk about a thing. I don't know what it'll be yet, but it'll be a thing on Sunday morning. So look forward to that. Thank you, Miranda Stone. Speak of the devil. Thank you so much. Thanks for the stream. Thank you, Miranda Stone. Everybody say thank you to Miranda Stone for being one of the moderators, not only on here on the channel, but also one of the main moderators on my Discord, as well as being a main moderator on Dave's Lemonade Discord. Speaking of the Discord, now is the time, as I've decided, to put up a link to the Discord. So I'm going to do that in just a moment here as soon as I do this. And this link is good for 1 day. 1 day. And the link is now in the chat box. And all you have to do is click on that link, and the landing channel you end up on, it's called Say Hello. If you're not recognized by your nickname, which is entirely possible if you're not a regular, or you don't use the same nickname on Discord as you do here. Either way, the way to get in and become a member of the Discord is to use today's secret word. And today's secret word is pizza. Yes, pizza. Today's secret word is pizza. So just go onto there, type in pizza, and we'll know that you're in on the secret of the stream and stuff. And you can become a member of my Discord, a community of people who talk about stuff all the time, like pictures of cars and Tetris porn, stuff like that. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Moderators, thank you so much for keeping an eye on things, even though everyone here is so well behaved. You have very, very little to do. Everybody who donated either to myself or to the fundraisers pinned to the top of the chat box, which I can't remember if I mentioned before, but please take a look at those if you would. And if you can donate to them, that'd be great. If you can't donate to them, if you'd at least share those links out on social media, you know, those things you may have heard of, social media, that would also be very much appreciated. Everyone, again, thank you for joining me. I hope you all have a good rest of your Thursday, a good rest of your week. I hope you have a fun weekend ahead of you. I hope you are all safe and well. If you are not well, please get well soon, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.